Yeah, you bet.
Hi. Hello. How are you? And are you? I remember. Very good. Sorry.
You may be seated. And good afternoon. Welcome, family, friends, and members of the community, to this, the formal investiture of Commissioner Soloman Kim. I say formal because I actually swore him in a little more than a month ago, and we put him to work right away. But this is our opportunity to formally memorialize that occasion. And before I go much further, I do want to acknowledge a number of the people who are here. Starting with our clerk, Heidi Percy. Where are you? There you are. Clerk Percy in the back there. Thank you for being here. Also, we have with us today visiting Judge John Chun of the Federal District Court, and also appearing from King County Superior Court, Samuel Chung, also present. And in addition, our visiting judges, among our visiting judges, well, I guess that, and Judge Tambui from District Court, just upstairs. So thank you for being here. The Snohomish County Superior Court judges who are before you right now are myself, Judge Apple, Bruce Weiss, Richard Okrent, Janice Ellis, Mary Beth Dingledye, Millie Judge, Paul Thompson, Anna Alexander, Adair Nicolico, Karen Moore, John Scott, Miguel Duran. Have I left anyone out so far? Doing pretty well so far. If I do, I'll hear about it later. Sure.
Person came in.
Oh, she's here?
Yeah.
Oh. And Judge Cindy Larson, who managed to recess just in the nick of time. Also, our hardworking other commissioners downstairs. We have Commissioner Rogers, Commissioner Harness, Commissioner Johnson, Commissioner McKelly, and Commissioner Wagner. I did want to also welcome specifically Commissioner Kim's family, who's with us here today in order to observe this event. His wife, Sue Kim. His children, Joshua, Josephine, and Zachary. Mother, Suk Ja Kim. And father, Oak Kim. Father and, we'll get to few people are on Zoom, but present here also today. Commissioner Kim's sister and brother-in-law, Katie and Matthew Lee. Where are you? There. Good afternoon. And also sister and brother-in-law, Amanda and Todd Beck. And good afternoon to you as well. Thank you all for being here to help us memorialize this event. Present by Zoom, Commissioner Kim's father-in-law, Kyung Sik Hong, and mother-in-law, Sang Ok Hong. Thank you for being here remotely. I just had a few remarks before I turn the floor over to a couple of speakers. There are a few things that might easily be said about Commissioner Kim and have been said. I wrote down a few of them because I think it's important for the community to know what we're getting in Commissioner Kim and what we have gotten in him. We have a person who has been described as the consummate lawyer, knowledgeable, scholarly, possessed of a breadth of knowledge, a person who exudes a calmness and also a fortitude, somebody who means what he says what he means, and in the course of that, never gives a hint of arrogance. Qualities that are valuable on the bench. These are things that have been observed in his work as a lawyer, and we look forward to Commissioner Kim using those qualities on the bench as well. Now, I do want to introduce at this time the Honorable John Chun of the United States District Court, Western District of Washington, who I understand has a few remarks. Judge Chun, which way are you? There you are. Well, you can work your way around that way, and that way you have less people to trip over. You have the floor.
I don't want to block your view.
Oh. Federal judge can block my view.
Do I need to use the microphone? I think I can speak loudly enough from here.
As you like.
So thank you, Presiding Judge Apple, Commissioner Kim, Sue, Joshua, Josie, Zach. A special welcome to the extended Kim family, members of the bench, other distinguished guests, and colleagues of Commissioner Kim. It's an honor for me to be back at Snohomish County Superior Court. I have not had a speaking role here since 1996, when I was a first-year lawyer, and the late Judge Paul Hansen, some of you may remember him, may he rest in peace. He ruled against my client in a commercial dispute. And the sting of that defeat from over a quarter century ago is just beginning to wear off. And I hope that I fare better today in making the case for my dear friend, Commissioner Kim. It is often said that the characteristics of a good judicial officer have not changed since Socrates set them out over 2,500 years ago. To hear courteously, to answer wisely, to consider soberly, and to decide impartially. I have the utmost confidence that Commissioner Soloman Kim will so perform as long as he serves on this storied bench. So I've known Commissioner Kim for over 20 years, and I can tell you with complete candor that he's not just another pretty face. When it comes to the law, as Judge Apple alluded, he is a true generalist with interests in a wide variety of procedural and substantive areas, and with a passion for justice. When it comes to the community, he is a tireless, committed, and dedicated servant, volunteering to help high school students with mock trial, coaching youth sports, serving on a judicial evaluation committee, serving as president of the Korean American Coalition, serving on the Korean Community Advisory Panel to the Seattle Police Chief, and engaging in significant pro bono work. The list goes on. Cheryl Lee is with us today. She's a community leader, attorney, and former Shoreline Council member had this to say about Commissioner Kim. He has served so many in our community who had nowhere to go for legal help, either because of language issues or means to pay. And indeed, Commissioner Kim, your appointment to this bench brings great pride to the Korean American community. The current co-presidents of KABA, the Korean American Bar Association, Marcia Cho and Min Kang, had this to share. KABA would like to express its congratulations, praise, and support for Commissioner Soloman Kim. His decades of hard work, commitment to justice, and accomplishments deserve wide recognition. KABA greatly appreciates his impressive representation of our community. When it comes to his family, Commissioner Kim is a devoted, loving, and doting husband and father. When it comes to his friends, he's pure gold. He and Sue host Seahawks game parties and dinners at their house where they serve feasts of delicious Korean food. He always makes the effort to celebrate his friends' successes and milestones. And he is always willing to share advice of any sort when asked. For example, Commissioner Kim's sons played high-level baseball, and I now often ask him for advice as my teenage son is now navigating the world of high school ball and travel team ball. I was so happy when, not long ago, Commissioner Kim called to let me know that he was thinking about applying for this particular position. And then I was so delighted, but not surprised, when he was appointed. As someone who has served on the bench for the past 9 years, I was happy for him personally, because I knew he would find the role incredibly rewarding, as I have. But I was even happier for our community. And here's why. As we know, the glue that holds our democracy together includes trust in institutions of government, adherence to the rule of law, and respect for institutional norms and traditions. The burden of preserving these core foundational principles hangs in no small part on the shoulders of judicial officers like the one you see stay right behind you. The widespread recognition and acceptance of the legitimacy of a court's decisions is critical to our democracy. And this goes to why I am so glad that Commissioner Kim has finally heeded the call to service on the bench. Yes, he is intelligent. Yes, he is hardworking, but he is also just a rock-solid human being. He is kind, humble, patient, courageous, and compassionate. I know he will strive mightily to make correct decisions under the law, but he will also practice the precepts of procedural justice, and parties will feel that they have been heard. Attorney Benjamin Lee had this to say about Commissioner Kim. I know Soloman very well. He worked for me at the beginning of his career. He has a great demeanor and is a very likable, always happy, always bubbly, and a very gracious person. I think he will perform up to his name, although it is not spelled the same as King Solomon's, and he will render wise and thoughtful decisions. As Jerry Seinfeld might say, Commissioner Kim has the judicial cavorta. In closing, Commissioner Kim, hearty congratulations to you and your family. I wish you joy in serving a wide cross-section of our community. I know that you will address each case with the recognition that it may be the most important thing going on in the party's lives. If you are like me, you may occasionally shed a tear in chambers after encountering a party in crisis or a litigant who seems like they've had the deck stacked against them since birth. I know you will welcome the wisdom that emerges from such moments. And finally, just a quick pro tip. You may be noticing that people are now laughing harder at your corny jokes. Believe it or not, you haven't gotten any funnier. So don't let it go to your head. Commissioner Kim, welcome to the bench.
Thank you, Judge Chen. All right. Thank you, Judge Chen. Wish I'd somebody had told me that about the not being as funny as people say. I would now ask Samuel Chung to come forward. Samuel Chung of the King County Superior Court bench and share his remarks as well.
I think the program had Judge Chun going after me. He and I switched just to confuse you. He's the younger, better looking judge than I am. But anyways, to Judge Chun, presiding Judge Apple and the distinguished bench, to Commissioner Kim and the loving family. It's a great day for you and everyone here. I am deeply honored to speak at your investiture. As someone who have worked with Commissioner Kim and have watched him over the years, I've been a big fan of his legal abilities and his deep concern for the Korean community over the years that I got to watch and work together. I'm just thrilled to attend here and then on top of that to say a few words. I also want to say 축하드립니다. 진심으로 축하드리고요. 너무 장하죠. To comply with GR11, I will translate. I said, congratulations twice, and that you must be awfully proud. I think it was 1994, about 30 years ago. Judge Chun and I are not in a race of how long we've known each other, Commissioner Kim. It was in preparation for the first National Korean American Political Conference here in Seattle that I got to meet Commissioner Kim. And I think he was still in high school. No, just kidding. Law school at the time. And he and his troika of friends at Kim, Colin, Min volunteered their time from busy law school schedule to make sure that Korean Americans had fair representation in our community. Commissioner Kim stood out probably because of his ambitious name, Soloman. But I was really impressed at the time of all the work that he did and the interest he kept up over the years. With that bit of personal history, I will say that for the Korean community here, especially in Snohomish County, as the first, I think he's the first Korean American descent person as a judicial officer in this court. And it really is an honor, and I'm sure he'll take this honor very seriously with great pride. In many ways, it really marks the kind of one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind of a moment, in my opinion, because I know that for many immigrant communities, the court, especially being a member of a court, really stands as perhaps the final phase of assimilation and having a seat at the table. I'm often accused of by my wife for over dramatizing, but it's really not hyperbole because everyone knows that many immigrant communities, the door to the courthouse symbolizes a high bar. And for him, for Commissioner Kim to stand here with us today, I congratulate him. I also congratulate this bench for making a wise choice. He comes highly recommended. Also, on an important note, I know that Commissioner Kim is a very avid, maybe a rabid golfer. And I've been looking forward to find someone to organize the golf tournament at the Superior Court Judges Association. And I think I finally found someone here. I will conclude by saying that, especially to Commissioner Kim and his family, that being a judge is, I often tell people that it's the best job in the world, but it's also the hardest job in the world. You get to be part of someone's perhaps most important day in their lives, and you get to have your handprints in that wise decision you're about to make. It is also true that making that decision is very difficult. Takes a lot of preparation and experience. The kind of retail justice that you have to dish out, especially as a commissioner, is really going to leave you not much room to ponder and prepare, but you have to be good as a quick thinker and read the room really well. You will also experience, if you haven't already, decision fatigue, isolation, and the sheer volume of work that's going to test your bandwidth. And I hope you get the proper support from your benchmates, from your family, and that you take care of yourself overall. I have every confidence that you'll do a great job and that you will live up to your namesake, King Solomon, and not just splitting babies, but upholding the law. Thank you and congratulations. Thank you.
Now we have reached the heart of the moment. So, Commissioner Kim, would you please come forward? We are going to now do publicly what we did in my chambers back on February 6th. Brought with you. Yes. Okay. Come a little closer. We've got to share this. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Solomon S.M. Kim,
I, Solomon S.M. Kim,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Washington,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge
the duties of the office of Superior Court Commissioner according to the law to the best of my ability.
the duties of the office of the Superior Court Commissioner according to the law to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. However, do not sit down so quickly. You will notice that next to you, Sue has a robe. Here's another thing that they didn't tell me. Take your jacket off first. It's very hot in there. And at this time, I would ask, Ms. Kim, would you please perform the robing of Commissioner Kim? Commissioner Kim, everyone. And I wonder if you have some remarks of your own,
I can certainly find some.
please.
Let me just take a moment and soak this in and really enjoy this opportunity. I've thought about this moment for a few months now, and it's quite overwhelming, but it's a beautiful moment. And I want to extend my appreciation to my family, my wife, my parents, to my children, to my sisters, and to my friends that have shown and come here to celebrate and to enjoy this moment, James and Helen. I also want to extend a deep gratitude to the Snohomish County Bar, a family of lawyers that some I've met and some I haven't, but I'm certainly coming to meet them every single day. But also a depth of gratitude to the judges, all the judges here in Snohomish County for giving me this wonderful opportunity that happened by way of this one phone call on a November morning. And that one phone call by Judge Weiss was a bit of that spark that had ignited something that I had put away for some time. The concept of a judicial officer position seemed very far away, but sometimes a little encouragement, a little nudge can move mountains or move and shift the person and shift it in a way that transitions someone from a law practice to now embrace the bench and to put on this robe and to serve in a capacity I had only at once dreamt about. But now it has happened. Now it is a reality for me. And I must say that being a commissioner and serving in this capacity, it is one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. But it is also one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done in my life. I have the privilege to serve and to listen and try my best to understand what the dispute is that is causing these individuals to come before the court to seek some guidance or some decision that cannot be made. I hope to serve long and proudly in this capacity and to serve my Snohomish County community and to give every bit of myself that I can give to make this a journey that will be rewarding for all the litigants, but also for the attorneys that I have the honor of meeting and to learn from them. And I will humbly serve. And I am so grateful again for this opportunity. And I thank everyone for coming out today and to celebrate and to share in this moment. So thank you very much.
On there anymore.
Time for you to join the bench. Where do we have him? There, good, okay. Because when these folks see us last, they should see us as a complete bench, including yourself. As complete as we are this afternoon. Now, one other thing. I just want to wrap things up very briefly. This how do I want to put this? I think one of the best things about this, or at least I always thought while I was in practice, one of the best things about working in this county was the bench that was there at the time. I now think that one of the best things of this job is the bar that we have. I do want to encourage the bar. I think that that you will find Commissioner Kim to make good decisions, well thought out and well reasoned. Now, the Hampton Inn is just a little ways this way on Marine View Drive. Some of you may be used to the Courtyard, which is the first hotel you come to when we have these. Go a little further, go down to the Hampton Inn, and that is where you will find the reception with, I am told, delicious Korean food. And with that, court is adjourned.